Hi everyone, welcome back. So first of all, this might be a little bit overkill for a vacuum cleaner comparison, but I figured it'd be a really good idea to do a very thorough review of this because it was, for me, it was a very important purchase and quite an expensive one as well. And I couldn't really find really good information about how loud this is and how loud you can potentially make it, which I actually made myself a sort of a silent box sort of thing to put this into. But I will be testing this with the box and without the box. So this is the Bosch GS-50, also called the ProSilence 2, also called the ProSilence 66. It's a good vacuum cleaner, it cleans well. That's not really the issue here. I mean, if you're going to be spending this amount of money, which is, at the moment, it's about £150 of retail, but you can get this cheaper by going to Amazon warehouse deals where it's basically, you know, if it's a damaged box or a product that someone returned that still works fine. I was basically not able to do cleaning later than, you know, in the evenings or in the nights, and I'd finish a project. You know, I like to make stuff, so I'd finish a project and then it'd be too late to clean and I'd have to leave a mess on the floor because it'd be too late to use the vacuum cleaner. In my first video that I posted about this, was a fairly quick video, you can see a comparison of how this compares in loudness to a cheap normal vacuum cleaner. Not really good enough. It was loud enough to annoy me, but that wasn't really the issue. The issue is I've got a cat and I've got neighbors that I don't want to annoy, you know, in the evenings and the nights with vacuum cleaner noise. My opinion is, as you buy it from the factory, yes, it is about 55 decibels as far as I can tell. It's definitely going to wake someone up if you're next to them. And I'm talking about using this without like a special box like this, just as it is from the factory. So they might be able to hear it a tiny bit, but yeah, I think most people will be able to sleep through it if they're in another room. It's actually pretty quiet, and also it's much nicer to use a quiet vacuum cleaner. Let's take a look at some examples of how loud things are. 70 is what might be annoying to someone to listen to, and for me that's definitely true. 120 decibels is 32 times as loud as 70 decibels. 50 is probably a conversation at home or a quiet suburb. Okay, so here we've got a decibel meter. I'm going to place the microphone between my voice and the vacuum cleaner to give you an accurate idea as much as possible of how loud this is. This is giving about 50 to 55 decibels from my voice, and I'm speaking a little bit louder than normal because I've got the microphone a little bit further away from me. It's a box that I bought in Argos, which is just like a chair slash storage box thing. So it's got like a cushion on top, and it's just sort of made of wood and stuff. And then I added a few more layers of dense materials, not foam. People would normally think of foam as something that you would use to block sound, but that's not the right thing. Foam, like you'd see used in like studios for recording music and stuff, foam helps to prevent echoes, noise bouncing off the wall and then coming back. But to actually block sound and stop it, you need dense materials. So things that are actually have a lot of material in them, heavy things. So here I've got some vinyl and some other materials stapled to the inside of this. And the reason I made a silent box for it is not because this is too loud on its own. It's because for my uses, to be able to use it at 3 in the morning, this is too loud. And it's not that it would be really loud, it's just that my neighbors might be able to hear it a little bit. And so for me, that's not quite good enough. I want to be able to be completely silent in cleaning without any accessories at minimum power. You know, that's really not too bad. I can have a conversation with someone next to me, no problem. If I put it at maximum power, then conversation's not that easy. But this is still far less annoying to use than loud vacuum cleaners. It's much more comfortable for your ears, even at maximum power. And during the day, I can use it at maximum power. It doesn't bother me. Still a very nice vacuum cleaner to use. So that's a little more noise, not too bad. But if I do this, if I raise these things, and it sometimes shakes because the vinyl is not connected to the floor properly. And at maximum power, that does get a little bit loud. As you can see, these accessories are nice and easy to attach, which I really like. That's not too bad here at minimum power, but it does make a bit of noise. At maximum power, I'd say it doesn't bother me, but it's quite a lot of noise. And then the one that I actually use a lot, which is the small one, Here it is at minimum power. It's not too bad. Maximum power. Still not too bad. The brush, not too bad. Minimum power. Maximum. This thing is quite loud. It's nothing. It's with it. That's at minimum power. Maximum power. That's really loud. That is the loudest accessory, and with this I would put on some sort of headphones or something because that amount of noise does bother me. So that's minimum power, and then you can hear that goes very quiet when I close the box. Most of the noise is actually just coming from the air whooshing into here, and as you use this, as you vacuum clean or whatever, it does make more or less noise depending on what you're doing. So. And if I was to do it like that, then definitely someone could sleep in the next room. As you can hear, not too bad, but once this is on the floor, make a little bit more of a whooshing sound. Not bad at all. So I normally use this one. As you can hear, it makes a little bit of a whooshing sound. Not too bad. This part of the video is not a noise comparison because the microphone is really far away from this. The microphone is next to me, next to my head, where my voice is. So when I turn this on, this is going to sound really, really quiet compared to my voice. And if I had this over here, then this would sound really, really loud compared to my voice. Okay, now the test is going to be whether I can hear this through the glass window. And I've already tested this, and I know that I can just about hear it. Because I can just about hear it, then that means that for me it's not really quite good enough to use at 3 in the morning, because it means that someone, my neighbors might be able to hear it. So that's at minimum power. That's making a little bit of noise. That's making a little bit of noise. Outside with this, we're not going to pick anything up. I know that for a fact. This thing only goes down to 30 decibels. And as you can see on low power, this is easily quiet enough to not bother the cat, and strong enough to actually clean with. So, if I wanted to clean around the cat, it doesn't bother her. Cleaning with this is fairly easy. Dragging this along rolls pretty well. And it rolls in all directions, which is nice. It's got spinning wheels. So while I'm cleaning, I can mostly just pay attention to that. And this thing just sort of drags behind me, which is nice. And as you can see, I'm using the small attachment on here because that's what works well for my vinyl floor. So fairly easy to clean with it. This thing detaches easily, which I really like, so that I can do little places like that. Clean next to the cat. It's got a place to put this when you're not using it, or when you just want to stop for a second or whatever, and another place to put it when it's upright like that. So I think that's quite a good feature. It's also got quite a good pulling mechanism. When you pull, then it mostly pulls by itself. You lift that, and then this comes out. You press this, and then that lifts out. And so you've got about a 3 litre capacity, which is nice. It can stay, you don't have to empty this out very often. If you see that it needs a bit more cleaning, then to clean it, what you do is turn like that, and then that pulls out. So, if you've got some stuff stuck there, then, fairly easy to clean, and then like that to lock it back. And I would say do be quite careful when you're closing and opening these, because with most vacuum cleaners, it's the latches that break first. 8 kilograms, which is quite heavy. Without these two, maybe it's a bit less. They say it's about 6.5 kilograms. So that is 6.5 kilograms. Now, if you're not sure how heavy this is going to be for you to carry up the stairs, then you can do a fairly easy test. Just take some carrier bags from, supermarket or whatever, and put some bottles in them. A 2-liter bottle like this is about 2 kilograms. So 6 bottles like this will be about the same weight as this, or 8 bottles like this will be about the same weight as this together with that. And then just try and carry that up the stairs. If that's too difficult for you, then maybe this is going to be too difficult for you to move around. But like I said, rolling it around is not a problem, but it's fairly heavy if you want to actually lift it and carry it. For me, this is totally fine, but for someone else, it might be too heavy. So my conclusion about this is it's very good. It's very quiet. It's not silent though. So if you're thinking of using this at 3 in the morning and not bothering your neighbors, on its own, it might not be quite good enough if you've got, quite thin walls. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, then you can support this channel by buying yours through the product links below. And of course, subscribe to the channel, and you can subscribe to my other channels via the links below the video. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.